Hey guys, I received a message from the Lord on August 18th of this year, 2016, and He asked me to share it with you guys. So, one particular night, I was just up praying and seeking the Lord, and He kept me up. And as I was thinking about Him, He told me that He wanted to talk to me about the church. And so He proceeded to explain that what Him and I were doing at that particular time, I was just spending time with Him, being intimate with Him, just thinking about Him, focusing on Him, and just rejoicing in Him, just, relaxing and finding my joy in His presence, and His promises and His commandments, meditating on Him. And He told me that what I was doing right there is what He wants, simply, with all of His people, His entire church. And He proceeded to explain to me that exactly what I was doing right there that night is what is the kind of intimacy that He's looking for with people. And He proceeded to explain this. I'm going to read out what I wrote down from what He said that night. And He said this: most of the church doesn't even believe that they can have this level of closeness with me. They are totally blind to me trying to draw them into me. They have no concept or understanding of what intimacy with me even means. To them it is all either intellectual or emotional, but the will of their heart is not synced with mine. That's not the worst of all either. Not only do so many not understand, but so many are afraid of being intimate with me as well. They shut up the doors to the kingdom in their own faces, because they don't believe they can have it, or they are afraid of how deep it goes, or both at once. And not only do I stretch my hands out all day, trying to offer it to people, but I want to give them the entire kingdom, which means everything, all of heaven and earth. I rule the universe. It is my whole kingdom. I desire my people more than anything, and the greatest joy I have is sharing everything I've gained in the Father. And when you gain everything I have, you gain me. I am the gospel. To have me is to have the good news. That is the gospel. I feel the same way as you, and He was talking to me, as you might feel when you so desperately want to evangelize to someone. All you want to do is share me and what you've gained in me with them. That's what I want. I want to share everything I am so excited about. I want to share what I have in the Father with my people. And I want my people to understand this and be close to me. I want to experience the presence of my people as they feel my presence. But the church neither understands nor wants all this. They are afraid of it. I just want to be with my people and share everything I have with them. Their greater joy is in giving my kingdom out and sharing it with everyone. Sharing it is exciting and a joy to me. I don't want to keep it alone. I want my people to share in all that I am and all that I have in the Father and in the kingdom. I am excited about what I have and what I am. I want others to experience it too. After he finished saying this, he wept. And then he thanked me for actually listening to him. And he said, I don't have many people I can talk to about these things. At first I objected and I said, no, Lord, there are so many people, so many prophets, and so many servants of yours who are carrying your burden out all over the world. They listen to you, they hear these things. And he said, no, there aren't many at all. How many people do you think are, how many people like this do you really think are out there? And I just want to point out something, guys. Please understand. The Lord wants to give Christians a depth, an intimacy, a closeness, a relationship with Him. He wants to give that out to a greater measure and capacity that has even entered the imagination of most believers. He wants to give you so much more than you can even comprehend. As these, handful of years have gone by since I started following the Lord myself, He's really been opening up great depths to me of what He wants to give to even me. And most people aren't willing to look into this, aren't willing to ask, because they're afraid and because of being on a self-condemnation trip. Most people say that's not for them, they don't deserve it, and most people get afraid of it because they're afraid of how deep it goes, like he said in this little sharing, this prophecy. People don't realize how much he wants to give them. His entire kingdom spans the entire universe, and he wants to give the whole thing to his children, the entire thing. If the church is supposed to rule with Christ, be in his government, do you realize that that means he wants to give us all of heaven and earth, the whole universe, to share with him, and so much more? Not only does he want to give us the universe, he wants to share with us everything that he has in the Father. The depths of the Father, the knowledge and the wisdom of God. He wants to share all that with us and have us all participate in that with him. In heaven, do you really expect that you're going to be sitting on a cloud, wearing a white robe and a crown, playing a harp? There's going to be so much to do, guys. There's going to be so much to explore. And it's not about heaven, it's not about paradise, it's about having him. That is the good news, like he said. It's about having him. It's about sharing in the riches and the joy of his kingdom. It's about him. Not about being in some location with, far away from hell. This isn't about escaping hell. This isn't about going to paradise. This isn't about heaven. This is about gaining Jesus Christ. And he wants to give us everything. And I know you can't understand that right now. I can't understand that right now. But I really encourage you. He wants intimacy with us. He wants to experience us like we experience him. We feel his presence. We feel his peace. And we joy in that. And when we come to him in prayer and we approach him, he feels our presence like we feel his. And there's communion there. That's connection. He loves that. And that's what he wants. He wants someone to talk to who will listen, who will share his burden. He wants a relationship. He wants a love affair. And I use that phrase, not really liking it, but you get my point. I really encourage you. Seek the Lord about this. Don't shut the kingdom of heaven in your own face because of some perceived shortcomings or because you think you're not good enough, not worthy. Forget all that. Jesus wants you more than you can possibly understand. And he simply wants you, and he wants to share everything he has with you. His greatest joy, like he said in that prophecy there, is in sharing everything with you. That's what he wants to do. Seek the Lord on this. Find out what it means. May the grace of the Lord be with every one of you.